If you want a drink, well, you come right on in. Just watch your step, cause we're all wanted men.
Where do you get the blue milk?
Don't ask, it'll quench your thirst. We all know round here, Solo always does shots first. Sing it, yup, no, raise your glass. And sing, yup, no. Sing it with me, yup, no. At the Cantina Club.
Okay, now we have to consult the three-eyed raven about the big questions. It is time to consult the three-eyed raven.
Sounds like what Braun would name part of his anatomy. Hey, you need to consult the three-eyed raven. Is 80 gold pieces enough for you to consult the three-eyed raven?
Okay, we have a series of questions for the three-eyed raven to give us some predictions for it. You have to tell us the truth. I mean, oh my God.
Oh yeah, the three-eyed raven doesn't lie.
Three-eyed raven, I don't know.
Let's hope it's more accurate than the Borgullet.
Something. You better do better than the Borgullet.
Borgullet didn't do bad, I don't think.
No, it actually didn't do too poorly.
Like 70% or something.
Okay, I'm going to begin with some questions for the three-eyed raven, and because none of us in the Cantina Club are overly fond of shipping, I'm going to get the ships over with first.
Okay.
Okay, the shipping questions. We've already talked about the relationship between Brienne and Jaime. So, three-eyed raven, forsooth, will Brienne and Jaime admit their love for each other to each other, not some other person, to each other?
Okay.
Hell.
Will Brienne and Jaime admit their love to each other? What do you say, three-eyed raven?
I'm watching you, three-eyed raven. I gotta say, if you get this one wrong, I don't know what I'm gonna think about your future accuracy.
The three-eyed raven has spoken.
No freaking way this is gonna happen.
Oh no.
Most likely.
Oh.
No. They have to have a tragic love, three-eyed raven.
Do not question the three-eyed raven.
We're not even allowed to question him.
Well, three-eyed raven, I guess my next question
Why do you have three eyes, Raven?
The next question is, will Brienne and Tormund admit their love for each other?
Why do they have to
This
admit
would be
anything? Why it's like a crime has been committed. Admit it.
Three-eyed raven.
All right.
They get together.
Tormund's already admitted his love.
Tormund admitted his love. Will they get together?
Right. So just not admit it, just get together.
Yeah, just get them together.
You have to be very specific with the three-eyed raven.
Yeah.
Will sin and beak your eyes out.
Okay, will they do it?
Will they do
How much more?
That's a different question.
All right, everybody quiet down. Okay.
Will they bump wildlings?
We have to three-eyed raven has to concentrate. Three-eyed raven, will Brienne and Tormund do it? Okay. Better not tell you now.
What's that? Do not tell you now?
Better not tell you now.
He's like a site he had to block out. No.
Okay. Three-eyed raven. No, seriously, three-eyed raven. We have to know right now. Yeah, we're not live, but we got to find out right now. So, will Brienne and Tormund do it?
Is this one of the things you can see?
As I see it, yes.
Oh. The three-eyed raven ought to be like, little do you know it is already happened.
Yeah.
Cool. I like that answer. I can go. Okay. Three-eyed raven.
And the three-eyed raven.
Are we still on the shipping questions?
Yes.
Yeah,
are Jon and Dany pregnant? Three-eyed raven.
Daenerys, no,
Sounds
but
like a gay
yes.
couple. Dany.
All right, three-eyed
You have
raven.
Jon and Dany in apartment 3B over there.
Are Daenerys and Jon very doubtful?
Oh
Well, Three-Eyed Raven, I'm not so sure about
Well,
your
not either.
veracity here.
Three-
Three-Eyed Raven lies. He's very deceptive.
Spiders were dropping all those pregnancy hints. No.
Okay,
I think-
Three-Eyed Raven, will Greedo get shot by Han Solo?
Test question.
will Greedo meet his doom at the hand of a Corellian?
Is your name Three-Eyed Raven?
Three-eyed raven.
Okay, Three-Eyed Raven. This is close
1000%
to
yes.
a shipping. This is close to a shipping question. Will Khal Drogo return?
Ah,
Well,
Three-Eyed
he's
Raven will call
Aquaman now. He doesn't need Game of
Drogo
Thrones.
return. Yes, definitely.
Oh my God!
That's right.
Now
Where
That'll
he
did
be
you
interesting.
find this
He
Three-Eyed
can't return as a wife. He's
There
learned-
is
Raven?
maybe
Apartment somewhere? Is he with a bunch of pigeons? Is he a
the
pigeon?
Three-Eyed
Is
Raven
it a
may be
pigeon?
talking spiritually. It's like a vision or something. Because he burned, he can't return as a white or something. Three-Eyed Raven is a mystic, and so we don't know what to make of this one.
It's a pigeon with a Google eye taped to its forehead.
I'm beginning to suspect something here. It's a chicken.
Okay. Shipping questions over
It's
with.
a
I'm not even
rotisserie
going to ask.
Costco
I'm
chicken.
not going to dignify the thing about Tyrion being in love with Daenerys by consulting the Three-Eyed Raven about that.
Oh, but you must.
We will.
You
Well, you
must.
can consult him.
All right. Three-eyed rotisserie chicken is the midget in love with the slightly taller platinum blonde dragon lady? Is that the question?
All right, Three-Eyed Rooster. Is Tyrion truly in love with the Mother of Dragons? Outlook not so good.
All right, we're back on track, I think.
Cool. Okay, now we get to the good stuff. Three-Eyed Raven.
And the three-eyed
You
raven.
gotta give it to me now. Will there be Clegane Bowl? Will we finally get Clegane Bowl?
Three-Eyed Raven, will we finally get the Clegane Bowl? My sources say yes.
Yes! Yay! That was one of the disappointments of that one season. No, waiting for the Game Bowl. It is yet to come. Okay, that's
Yeah,
something.
that's a must.
Yes, that's
Three-eyed raven. What episode will that occur in? What episode number? Was it 6 episodes?
The Three-Eyed Raven is limited to yes and no, and and will not get into specifics.
He has more eyes than answers, is what you're telling me.
It's all pieces. now. Fragments.
All right.
Okay, here's a big one.
That is not for men to know.
Okay, Three-Eyed Raven, forsooth. Is Tyrion a Targaryen?
Forsooth,
Oh, for God's sake, please
Three-Eyed
no.
Raven, is Tyrion a Targaryen? You may rely on it.
Oh,
Oh, I hope
Bum, bum, bum.
okay. Three-Eyed Raven. This is a related. Well, it may just go without saying. Will Tyrion ride a dragon?
Three-Eyed Raven, will Tyrion ride a dragon?
not. Will he become a meth addict?
Yes, definitely.
Which question were you answering, Three-Eyed Raven?
Ride the dragon.
He will not tell. He can only
Let
say
me just
yes
say,
and-
hold on. Yes, Three-Eyed Raven. Yeah, oh, yes. Three-Eyed Raven says that he does not respond to Greedo. He does not recognize the authority of Greedo to speak at this time.
Oh, he has been expelled. He's been exiled. Oh my God. Oh my God. Don't end up like Sir Jorah. No. Okay. Okay. Here's a good one, Three-Eyed Raven. Will Tyrion betray Daenerys?
Okay, Three-Eyed Raven, will Tyrion betray Daenerys? Don't count on it.
Oh, wow. Well, maybe it's like, how do you define betrayal? Three-Eyed Raven might be like, okay. Because I'm wondering, I think that Tyrion may have already made some kind of deal with Cersei behind Daenerys' back, although it might not be necessarily interpreted as a betrayal by us. But maybe it would be by her. Okay, here's another possible betrayal question. Three-eyed raven.
And the three-eyed raven.
Will the truth break up Danny and John? And this is, I guess, close to a shipping question too. Damn it.
Not necessarily. All right, three-eyed raven. Will the truth of their relations, their being related, break up John and Daenerys? Yes, definitely.
I think you're right. I think he got it. He
Yep.
saw it. Yeah. And I think it's even more than the truth of them being related by blood and incest, but the fact that he is a legal Targaryen and the legal heir to the throne, because she's like defined her whole identity that she is the one
That
true
she's
heir
the
to
true
the
rightful heir.
throne. Yeah. So I think that's going to break. And this next question is related to that. Will a three-eyed raven, will Daenerys go mad?
Three-eyed raven. Will Daenerys go mad? Very doubtful.
Oh.
Yeah, interesting. Three-eyed raven keeps it interesting.
Why wouldn't John be the one to go mad? He's the
Oh.
full-blood Targaryen heir or whatever.
Maybe we should ask, will Jon Snow go emo?
That's a good point.
Snowmo.
Although she's daughter of the Mad King. He's what, grandson of the Mad King?
Ask
right?
that whiny little
I believe
three-eyed
so,
bitch.
yeah.
Ask that whiny little three-eyed bitch that question for me.
The one that's not talking to you? The one that puts you in the friend zone?
Right.
Okay. Three-eyed raven. This is getting to the end of the show. Will the dragons destroy King's Landing? What will happen in this?
Interesting. Three-eyed raven. Will the dragons destroy King's Landing as foretold in Dany's visions?
I see quite a lot now.
Danny had a vision of that?
Very doubtful.
Oh.
Was that back from when she went in that tower?
Yes.
Yeah.
She had a
And
vision
she had never even seen King's Landing at that point, but she walks in and the throne room is just decimated, the roof is burned away, and looks like it's after a dragon attack.
Yeah, snow is falling through the
And
roof.
snow is falling, which is also an ominous sign.
Yeah, okay. I think Three-Eyed Raven may be like deceiving us somehow. Or just, I just don't know about this.
Do
Three-Eyed
not
Raven
incur
stuff.
the wrath, Gundark.
The
Not
wrath.
be
Never
thrown into
know what
exile
this
like Greedo was.
You never know what their agenda is, so I don't know. Okay.
I
Three-Eyed
have
Raven.
disgraced my family.
Three-Eyed Raven. All right, now this is about you. Got questions about you. Okay, Bran Stark. I am the Three-Eyed Raven, Bran Stark.
And the three-eyed raven.
Will he use his Three-Eyed Raven powers to change the past?
Okay, Three-Eyed Raven, we got a good one for you. Will you use your powers to change the past? Uh-oh. Settle down. Reply hazy, try again.
I need to learn to see better.
So, one more time, Three-Eyed Raven. Will you use your powers to change the past?
It is time to go.
Please, a little longer.
My sources say yes.
Oh dear. It's all gonna be a dream. Oh damn it.
Yep, all took place in a snow globe.
Oh, please. We really killed the Three-Eyed Raven if that's the case. Okay, one more for the Three-Eyed Raven. Three-Eyed Raven, are you or will you become the Night King?
Interesting. So, Three-Eyed Raven, will you become the Night King? You may rely on it.
Oh no.
Oh, definitely. Oh dear. Three-Eyed Raven may end up on the damn phone. Oh no. Okay, Three-Eyed Raven, 2 final questions. And I think maybe both of these are related. Three-Eyed Raven, forsooth, will Ned Stark rise from the grave?
Three-Eyed Raven, will Eddard Stark return from the grave? As I see it, yes.
Oh, I knew it! There's Stu. I knew it. But this final question is related, Three-Eyed Raven, because I think that this question will be true if the other answer you gave me was the truth. Three-Eyed Raven, will Game of Thrones jump the shark?
You mean during the course of this season?
Yes.
Okay. Three-Eyed Raven, will in season 8, Game of Thrones, will it jump the shark? Ask again later. Hey, Three-Eyed Raven, we don't have time for
It's
this.
over.
Three-Eyed Raven, we don't have time for this. One more time.
This
I
is what
will
happens
ask
when you coddle a three-eyed raven.
You're not helping. This is why he doesn't want to answer the question.
Oh, I see. My
Back off.
presence is just.
All right, one more time. Okay, yeah. All right, settle down, Raven. Okay. All right, Three-Eyed Raven.
There is an unbeliever amongst you.
Will Game of Thrones jump the shark in season 8? Don't count on it.
Three-eyed Raven works for
Doesn't mean
HBO,
anything.
obviously.
That doesn't mean anything. I might not count on it, and it still might happen.
That's true. It wasn't an emphatic yes or no rather.
Okay. We'll end by, I guess, running through. We wanted to run through a few names of people, whether they live or die. We've already made our own predictions. We want to see what the Three-Eyed Raven says about this.
Okay.
So, top characters. How about Tyrion?
Well, you have to phrase the question in a way that the Three-Eyed Raven can answer.
Okay.
It can see the future and the past and all things, but it
Like,
cannot understand grammar
what I'm saying.
without grammar. It has no
Three-Eyed
context.
Raven, damn it. Will Tyrion Lannister survive?
Okay.
Three-eyed Raven, why do people like you never use abbreviations or contractions?
Three-Eyed Raven, will Tyrion Lannister? Well, how did you phrase it? Will he survive? Oh, will he survive?
Yes. Will he survive?
Outlook good.
We're pretty much
Not definite still, though. He may catch a horrible fatal disease and
He
die.
does love
The
vague
credits
answers.
roll, he'll still be alive.
Three-Eyed Raven, will Cersei Lannister die?
Three-Eyed Raven, will Cersei Lannister die? Cannot predict now. Three-Eyed Raven, will Cersei Lannister die?
Oh,
without a doubt.
Oh, yes.
Without a doubt.
Okay, I'm going along with him now. He seems like all right. His what do you call it? Seeing into the future is getting a little bit better here.
I need to learn to see better.
What about Three-Eyed Raven? Will Jaime Lannister die?
Will Jaime Lannister die, Three-Eyed Raven? Cannot predict now. Wow, he's getting a little vague lately. All right, come on, Three-Eyed Raven.
Getting tired.
Will Jaime Lannister die? Most likely.
I think you need to give him a cracker. Red Raven want a cracker?
Okay, Three-Eyed Raven, the two big ones. Three-Eyed Raven, will Daenerys Targaryen die?
Three-Eyed Raven, will the Mother of Dragons die? Don't count on it.
Which one of you fellas said she would survive? It was Greedo, right?
Yeah.
She'll definitely survive.
Three-Eyed Raven, will Jon Snow die?
Three-Eyed Raven, will Jon Snow die? Yes. Just an emphatic yes.
Yes.
And all the schools in Westeros will have a Jon Snow Day every year.
I think the Three-Eyed Raven was trying to curry favor with Greedo all of a sudden.
Yes.
Just a blatant, that was like the only emphatic answer he gave was yes.
Yeah.
He will die.
Greedo's most hated character.
Again.
Okay, thank you, Three-Eyed Raven. I think
We'll find out.
for your wisdom in the party.
I think John will be frozen into the next wall, and he'll be like in there, and he can emerge in the future in the thaw when he's needed.
Okay, guys. Now, end game. Final question.
Okay.
Who takes the Iron Throne? Who wins the Game of Thrones?
Sansa.
Well, I have a question first. Will
Mhm.
there be an Iron Throne?
Yes.
Okay, so the Iron Throne itself is going to survive.
Okay, and I think Corellian already gave away his answer.
Yep.
Yeah,
Sansa Stark.
Sansa Stark. Greedo.
Um,
I think
I
he's
would-
already given his answer based on all the other stuff he said.
yeah, I think Daenerys, but
Yeah.
I do think Daenerys is going to be Empress. So she's not going to be ruler of Westeros specifically. She's going to be Empress of the known world. She's going to unite, or
Oh,
she's going to be the ruler of all the
so
places.
she's gonna be
in.
above that. In other
Yeah,
words,
she's going to be above
Okay,
that,
Gotcha.
which would mean her consort would be on the Iron Throne and holding Westeros for her.
And who will her consort be? Sir Jorah?
No, as odd as this sounds, Jorah's going to be her consort, but they'll never be able to. The Forbidden Love will never be able to be published. No, I think Tyrion. Tyrion's going to end up on the Iron Throne.
Forbidden Love.
But I think Tyrion's going to be on the Iron Throne. I really do. But they will
I can
not
see
be
that.
married. They will not be married or anything. She will appoint him basically. She will hand him the Iron Throne because there's got to be a point to all this where power has to be given away, not just accumulated. And the goal, the journey and everything becomes bigger than the goal you initially envisioned. And so I think I think she'll appoint a just ruler. Tyrion's been hanging around this whole thing, witnessing everything for this reason. I think so. I think she'll put him on the throne, which he'll look tiny on there, but and I think Daenerys will be Empress of the known realms for a brief period of time.
Interesting prediction.
That is an interesting answer, and I think I agree with you that if she survives, she will appoint Tyrion ruler. I think that Tyrion
And she will be pregnant, by the way. I don't buy this that she's not. She is pregnant. This whole thing.
Three-eyed raven is
You
like a
dare question the three-eyed raven.
The three-eyed pigeon, the three-toed. You got a three-toed pigeon, and you called it a three-eyed raven. Let's face facts.
But
Like,
I think
lured it with
Tyrion-
breadcrumbs in the three-eyed raven in the park.
Tyrion will be important, I think, in ruling whatever world comes after the fight between over the throne and the fight against the Night King. I don't think there's going to be an Iron Throne because I think
Yeah, that's my question.
I think that if there is, it's a nihilistic show. I think that if there isn't, there's hope. Because I mean, think
It has
about
to be melted down. Yeah,
Yes.
can you imagine the scene where it's melted in the fire or whatever?
Yes. Yeah, because think about what it's made of. It's made of the deadly weapons of all of that conflict.
And it's also the headstone on the tomb of all the dragons.
Yeah.
The dragon skulls
Yeah.
and stuff. The crypt is right under that. So it is a symbol of dominion and power
Yes.
over things that really can't be controlled or messed with.
Yeah.
And yeah, and it's also it is the coveted thing that is worthless.
Yeah.
It's a chair you can't even sit in because
Exactly.
it'll cut you. So yeah.
I mean,
I think we will get a scene,
What you
though.
just said is what that whole system
Yeah.
is. It's what everybody wants, but it destroys you.
I think we
so-
will get a scene though of someone sitting in it, of someone ascending to it before it's destroyed, because
that
this
might
has been the point. Everybody wants to see it, and maybe I'm being influenced by the Funko Pops I saw at GameStop that had each character sitting on a throne. Have you seen those?
And it's the series of posters.
They
that
got one of
released.
Tyrion
Yeah.
sitting on. They got one of Tyrion sitting on the throne,
Yeah.
and the throne was with the Funko Pop. I almost bought it for you, Gundark, but I thought it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
but it has
actually,
like Cersei, it has Tyrion, it has Daenerys, it has Jon Snow. It has all these different people sitting.
Brooke
possible-
Brooke bought one of those last weekend. She got the Daenerys one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Daenerys claimed the throne and then handed off, but or something. But you're right. There's the other part of me says this game. That's the ultimate symbol, and the show's ending.
Yeah.
So the symbol, they'll play the music and they'll melt this thing down to slag.
Because a new and better system is what they're hoping for, even though Daenerys seems to be perpetuating the old system, although she doesn't want to. They're trying to create something better than what that throne represents. I mean, that throne represents total brutality and rule by cruelty, fire, and blood, and I think they're going to have to get rid of it.
Well, is there any plans for a sequel or anything?
Well, right now they currently have, from what I hear, three spinoffs in the works, but they haven't really been clear on like what time frame they're going to be. I know, well, actually, one they have said is going to take place like way back, like 1,000 years before the current time frame of Game of Thrones.
Is that the one, The Long Night? I think that George R. R. Martin said something like he thought it would be called The Long Night.
Oh,
Like
okay. Yeah, I think that's probably the one. Yeah.
maybe so
But
the
then
first
but
king.
yeah,
So
they
there's
said
no
there's two
plans for a
more that are
direct
in plan.
sequel, like
No, not that I've heard. No,
yeah.
they're all just going to take place in that universe.
I don't think they'll end with like Cersei on the throne or somebody like you said, a nihilistic ending, because if there's no sequel, if they pull a fast one and this is all just a setup to create more anticipation for something in the future, then they'll do Game of Thrones Next Generation, and they'll have these characters fail
Mm.
so that the next ones can come and try to right the wrong or whatever, and that would be a huge gamble.
That would be a
But
No, I
massive
don't think
gamble.
that
I
would
don't think
work.
yeah,
they would take.
No.
Yeah, I
but it
think
would
that's
be
too much.
very fitting with the whole idea that this is just a snapshot in time and destiny isn't really destiny.
Yeah.
We don't know it's destiny till it's over and you look back and the victors write what the destiny was. That
History is
it,
written by the
yeah,
victors.
you would have never expected Ned to actually be beheaded, but he was. You had never expected Rob and Caitlin and all those to be murdered the way they were, but they were. And they even violated their own traditions, like inviting a guest in. I mean, there's no rules, and
Yeah.
the good guys or the just because you can envision breaking the wheel doesn't mean the wheel's pretty
That
powerful.
it can be broken.
Yeah.
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 That's what I worry about. I hope it isn't nihilistic. I hope there's some hope for something better. But anyway,
Hope for something better doesn't necessarily mean something better being manifest, though.
yeah,
Hope is
True.
hope is a different thing.
you're
So
right.
it totally depends on what direction you want to go and what message you want to send at the end. And look at how The Sopranos ended. Look at how so many great shows ended, so unsatisfying for the audience. This one
Yeah.
feels different, and I don't know what will make me happier because I don't want a pat ending necessarily.
Yeah.
And it's going to be very hard to conclude all this because the fascination of it has been the journey, not the destination. You envision any destination, and it's just like, oh, okay, well they win, the end. Daenerys is queen, the end. Tyrion's king, the end. It's like, so what? It's really getting to that point that's important anyway. So the outcome is not necessarily all that important as long as it stays true to the world. Where I lose the show is when they violate the rules of the world. So as
Yeah.
long as they stay true to the rules of the world, I'm okay, with whatever ending they come up with.
Well, we'll have to see then if Three-Eyed Raven's predictions and our own are borne out. And I guess I'll turn it over to Corellian unless you guys have anything else.
Any final parting thoughts from anybody? I think we pretty much covered it.
Yeah.
Ad infinitum.
Anybody looking forward to whatever these these show runners do with Star Wars next? Isn't that the next plan?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's actually going to be Old Republic.
Set in the
Oh,
Old Republic.
I'm
Yeah,
looking forward to that.
the Game of Thrones producers are doing a trilogy based on the Old Republic. That's the report I heard. Yeah.
I wonder if they'll base it on the Knights of the Old Republic game, which is kind of one of the most what people more wanted the prequels to be like, I think.
Yeah, from farther back. Yeah. So we shall see. All right, well, there you have our Game of Thrones prediction show. I think we'll find out that the Three-Eyed Raven was 100% correct on everything he predicted. This is the Three-Eyed Raven, and it clearly knows more than us.
He wasn't just exposed to radiation at some point in his life.
It definitely knows more than Rhodians. So, shots fired. No. So, anyway, well, thanks for sticking with us for all 19 hours of our discussion. So we will see you next time when who knows what we'll be talking about. All right, thank you guys.